Happy to present today the results of the 2014 FIU Cuba poll, headed by Dr. Guillermo Grenier and Hugh Gladwin, both professors in the Department of Global and Social Cultural Studies at FIU, and also CRI faculty affiliates. The FIU Cuba poll has become a standard reference on the public opinions and demographic profile of Cuban immigrants and their descendants in the United States. It is the longest running research project, tracking Cuban-American political attitudes in South Florida. The poll's findings have been circulated widely, appearing in wire services, major newspapers, and television news, as well as in academic analysis of the political ideology and practices of Cuban Americans. Here at the Cuban Research Institute, we're very proud to have sponsored the FIU Cuba poll since it was first conducted more than 20 years ago in 1991. This year, we're fortunate to receive financial contributions from the Chamber Group in Washington, as well as the Open Societies Foundation in Canada. I'd like to thank Professors Grenier and Gladwin for their relentless efforts to study the changing attitudes of Cuban Americans in Miami and also at some point in other states as well. I would also like to acknowledge the enthusiastic support of the staff members of the Cuban Research Institute. You've seen them around. They're invisible sometimes, but they work behind the scenes. Sebastián Arcos, our Associate Director. Jaime Correa, Public Affairs Manager. Paola Sarabarrias Romero, Office Assistant, as well as our student assistants, Lenny Gomez and Alfredo Gonzalez. I'd like to introduce Dr. Guillermo Grenier and ask him to come to the podium to summarize the results of the poll. Afterwards, Dr. Gladwin also will be available for questions and answers. So please help me welcome Dr. Guillermo Grenier.